welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about my shoes and how I have them resold. So I get a lot of questions about what I do specifically for my Christian Louboutins, but I do want to show you that this is something that you can have done to all of your shoes. And so this is going to be filmed over 2 parts. So right now it'll be this part, and then I will go and send these off or take these to be done. So the next part will be filmed in a couple of weeks, and then I'll put it up as soon as I have both parts available, put it on one video for you guys to take a look at. So of course, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get started. So I did just pull 2 pairs of shoes out to show you guys. I wanted to show you that you can have them done to really any type of shoes, but the biggest questions that I get asked are specifically for my Christian Louboutin shoes. And so I did grab 1 pair of my Christian Louboutin shoes that I'm gonna have done, and then 1 pair of my Valentino shoes that I'm going to have done as well. So also I get a lot of people that kind of, I think I showed like a bottom photo of this particular pair of shoes, and a lot of people made a lot of comments about this, like as if something was wrong with this. This is completely 100% natural for your Christian Louboutin shoes to do this, and I have not had these for very long. I got these in October, and I haven't had them very long at all for a pair of shoes. And you know, I've worn these for sure, but obviously I'm not wearing these every day, not even every week, not even, you know what I'm saying? Like, these don't get worn that often, but these are probably my favorite current Christian Louboutin pair of shoes. But anyways, so I did want to kind of show you, this is what they start to look like after you've worn them for a while. They do definitely, the red paint wears off quite a bit. I love the look of this. I do. I love that worn look of that natural look. I think it looks really cool when you lift your foot up and you can kind of see that natural look. I just happen to really love this look. However, it's pretty much impossible. It's not practical, and it's not smart for your shoe to keep them like this. You can see the tips of these shoes where they start to wear off. Once those tips wear off, it is going to start actually scraping up against the actual shoe. So in this case, it would actually start scraping up against the satin, but in this case, the points are actually going to start scraping up against that patent leather, and it's going to actually ruin the shoe, which is why I have mine and get mine resold. So where do I get them done? So obviously, you know, there are a ton of places that you can get them done. I live in Houston, Texas. So when I was first looking for a place to get my shoes redone several years back, I just would Google Houston cobbler or cobbler Houston, Texas. We have a chain called Houston Shoe Hospital. I used to go to Houston Shoe Hospital, and I didn't have any problems with it. I did maybe a year or 2 ago start going to a different place off of Kirby and Richmond. So I recommend finding a place local in your area. So for instance, depending on where you live, Google cobbler and then your town, your city, and then finding one local for you. Now, how much does it cost? It usually costs about $40 a pair, between $35 and $40 per pair. When do you need to have them redone? So that is completely up to you. I have several followers that get them done immediately after they buy a shoe. So they don't even allow the shoe to get worn down at all. They immediately go from wherever they bought the shoe or they ordered the shoe, and they take a brand new pair of shoes to the cobbler and have them done. You could absolutely do that. I just happen to like to wear my shoes for a little while, get them a little bit more broken in, and I just really like this look and give it that look. So I like to wear mine for a little while. Once I see that the points start to get worn in, see how the point is getting worn in. Once I see that the points are starting to get worn in, that's when I know it's time to take them to the cobbler to get redone. So again, that just depends on how often you wear the shoe. It depends on the type of shoe. These points wear out a lot faster than these. So it just really depends. So I definitely suggest that once you see that point start to wear out, you need to take them to the cobbler, because they will ruin, your actual shoe will get ruined. What are your options? When you get to the cobbler, my specific cobbler had, and even at Houston Shoe Hospital, there were like 4 or 5 different color options. So they had 2 different red options. They had a really bright red, and then they had a dark deep red, and then they had like a nude color, they had a brown, they had black, and you pick which color you want them resold in, and they will match it. So that's the way that my cobbler works. I always pick the bright red and then it'll be redone bright red. What does it look like? So you're gonna see the final whenever you see the second part of the video, but I'll just explain it to you now. So what they basically do is they basically cut a line at about right there. And then from there up, they're going to shave it down. I know that sounds really, really scary, but they shave it down and then they put another sole on it. Now, what's really cool about that particular sole is the new sole that they put on it is rubber. What's cool about that is not only is it gripping, it gives you a little bit of a grip. These shoes can be very slippery. It gives you grip. It also gives you a little touch of cushion. So I have noticed that shoes that I've had redone have actually become more comfortable, which is pretty nice to have that extra added feature. So I do love having my shoes resoled, and I think for the price, it's not that bad. At $40 a pair, I totally think it is worth it. So the next part of the video is going to be after I've had these shoes resoled, and you're going to see the after. Hey guys, so I am back. I have 4 pair of shoes that I took to the repair place, and just to kind of give you an overview, I took 4 pairs and it was $183 and change out the door. I will tell you what each and every pair, what I have done, and then show you what each of them look like. I think they turned out amazing. I'm super excited. So the first pair that I want to show you are my leopard pair. These are my Pigal Folies. They look amazing. These are one of my favorite pairs of shoes. They really are. They're just so beautiful. So they look awesome. Let me show you what the red looks like. It's beautiful. So here they are. Does it not look perfection? So for these, I had the bottoms resoled and then I had the gold tips put in. The resoling, I cannot remember if it was $40 or $45, but I do know that the tips were like $4.95, so basically $5. So I do not remember the exact dollar amount. Like I said, it was either $40 or $45. I really can't remember. And then the caps were $5. So that's what I had done to these. I just want to go give you, show you what they look like. There's many things that I love about resoling. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the way the distressed look of a red bottom looks when you're wearing it, that whenever the like tan, the brown shows through. I love that look, but you have to protect them somehow. Otherwise, you're going to just ruin the shoe. So this is, to me, the best alternative. It is rubber, so the red is never gonna go away now. It's going to look like this from now on. It may get a little bit dirty or something, but just clean it like you would clean a bottom of shoes. But it's not paint, so it's not gonna wear off. 2, it's rubber, so it gives you a little bit of grip, so it's not gonna be as slippery as they are most of the time. The bottom of shoes are really slippery, so it does give you a little bit of gripping. And then 2, again, it's rubber, so there's a little bit of cushion that you're adding to the bottom of the balls of your feet. So it's almost like adding a little bit of cushion. So there's definitely some pros to this, and I think they look amazing. You can see what it looks like from far away. If you're walking, you're not even going to notice that it's a completely different sole. It's just going to look like you have a beautiful, clean, fresh red bottom. That's what it's going to look like. It looks amazing. Every once in a while, that gold cap will catch somebody's attention, but for the most part, it just looks like a beautiful red sole. And then you can see that this one has just like a little bit of texture. You can see the seam right there, but they don't mess with the rest of the red bottom, and you can see the texture of the red bottom. It looks great. So yeah, I love the way it looks. The next one is also another pair of Louboutins, and for these I had an extra thing done to them, and I will show you. They are my So Kates. So for these I had the soles redone, I had the gold caps, but then these are suede, so I actually also had these cleaned. I think they charged like $12 for the cleaning or something like that. It was under $15 for the cleaning. So these turned out amazing as well. Same situation, you're gonna have a little bit of extra grip, you're gonna have a little bit of extra cushion, and it's just gonna look beautiful in red for years to come. It really is just such a beautiful look. And again, let me show you. It's not, I mean, when you're walking, you're just gonna see that beautiful red bottom. So the last 2 pairs of shoes, I had 3 things done to them as well. So they were a little bit more expensive, but they were also in worse shape than the 2 Louboutins. So the first pair that I have is my Rock Stud pumps in the Poudre color. So these are a little bit different as far as the color. You can see that the color is more of a nude color. They didn't have a perfect match, but this was pretty close. You really can't tell, especially if you're going to be walking on them. Like you can see, you really can't tell. It's really not that noticeable when you're walking and you lift your foot up. So for these, I had them resoled. I had the gold cap just like on the red bottoms, but because they were in worse condition, I actually had to have the toe caps. I had to have them put like a toe plate because the toes were, the tips were pretty worn down on these shoes. And so they had to shave it down, put a toe plate, then put the resoling, then put the gold cap. So they charged me like $12 or something like that for a new toe plate. But again, my fault for letting them get worn down that bad. So it was totally my fault. So these did cost a little bit extra, but I totally think they're worth it. And the last pair were by far the worst condition. And you know, you'll see, I'll show you. And they are my Valentino flats. And I had them resoled, gold capped, and then they also had to redo the toe plate. But in this one, like on these, you can't even see the toe plate because it wasn't that bad. On these, you can totally see the toe plate because they were in horrible, horrible condition. Let me show you. You can kind of see it there. Do you see right there where you see the extra layer? That is that toe plate because it was 100% worn down. If I would have worn them probably even one more time, I would have ruined the leather. But you can see I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but that extra layer right there. So these are a little bit different, you can see, because they're flat. So they just kind of pick a spot. They do not cover the logo. They do not cover the size, which I like. And then you can see the color is in an exact match. This is the brand of the resole. So obviously they buy this material from somebody. And this one is a different brand. This particular brand is made in Italy. You can see that it does say made in Italy right there where the rubber starts. And then this one just says Vibram, V-I-B-R-A-M. So I'm not sure if they are two different brands, but I had them done at the same place. So the particular place that I go to, it's in Houston. I'll put the information of it down below. They have one nude color to choose from. This isn't a perfect match, but it's fine. They had one nude color to choose from. They had black, they had brown, I think, and then maybe one or two other colors. And then they had 3 reds to choose from. They used to only have 2 reds to choose from, and they just added this red, and it is perfection. The 2 reds there used to be one that was really dark, and they still have that one. It's a darker, deeper red. Then they have one that's like a brighter red, and then they have this one is the one that they just got in, he said, and it's literally a perfect match. So I don't know, of course, what your cobbler is gonna have locally for you. I can just speak for the one that I go to. Like I said, I'll put the information down below, but I highly recommend getting them resold. There are people that get them resold immediately after purchasing a shoe. I particularly do not do that. Honestly, I love the way that a worn down red bottom looks, but also, what if you buy a shoe, you spend $50 to get it resold, you wear it once or twice, and then you're like, I can never wear these shoes, they're miserable, you give them away or you sell them, and you spent 50 bucks. Just my opinion. I personally like to wear a shoe for a little while. In this case, I usually wear them for 3 to 6 months. I got these in October, so I wore them for about 6 months before getting them resold, which is usually what I do. These I've had for longer, and I wear probably more often, and I shouldn't have let them get this bad. But if you do happen to let yours get that bad too, they can build a toe plate. So it's possible, just do not ruin the leather. But hopefully that answers your question, guys. I think for the value, like I said, I paid $183 for all 4 pairs. That included taxes and everything. And I think that's a really good value to protect these. I mean, they look brand new now. They really do. They look brand new. So I'm super, super happy with the way they turned out, like I usually am from that place. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video. But yeah, I miss you guys. I've been so busy at work. If you guys do not know, I have one of my coworkers is out on maternity leave, and I am kind of pulling double duty. And so I've just been so busy. So my videos are going to be very sporadic until she returns, and then I'll be back to my weekly schedule. schedule. But otherwise, I will see you guys on my next video. Make sure to subscribe. Also, I just started on Twitter. Go follow me. I have like no followers. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye-bye.